Hi everybody, welcome to the Truly Myrtle podcast. I'm Libby and this is episode 99. 99! How did we get here? I have no idea.
From what I've heard, it could be a third of a poncho. There's no excuse now not to be knitting, cause you can do it standing and you can do it sitting.
But if you're coming back, if you've watched before, it's great to have you back. And if you're new to the show, welcome. There's quite a lot to catch up on if you want to. People do write to me and tell me that they're watching all the old episodes, and I kind of worry because I can't remember what's in there. So anyway, you can have a little journey with me over the last few years by listening or watching the old podcasts. But yeah, I don't know what's in there, but there's some really great interviews in there. So hopefully you enjoy those. It's a beautiful day down here in New Zealand. The sun is shining. It actually feels like everything's lighter. You know that when summer starts to come, spring is sort of easing its way into summer and everything lightens. The air feels lighter and slightly crisp, and the light is just lighter. We have very, very bright light down here in New Zealand. And that sounds weird. I know that sounds really weird, but I have memories of getting off the plane when I was going back to the UK, because we lived in the UK for a long time, and getting off the plane and going out into the airport at Heathrow, and it was like all the colours were watercolours. It was like all the colours had just been turned down a notch. And arriving back in New Zealand, because mostly we travelled over the summer when it was summertime in New Zealand, so I guess there was that as well. So I would get back to the UK in sort of March, April time, or I'd arrive here in sort of February, Christmas, those sort of times. But you'd get off the plane, you walk out of Auckland Airport, and the light is strong. You just can't live without your sunglasses. Everything is vibrant and bright, and it's like the world is painted with electric. It's like the world is painted with acrylic paints down here. It is intense. The light is very intense, and of course our sun is really intense. We have a huge hole over the ozone layer down here. It's been happening for a long time, so you get very burnt very fast in New Zealand. We have to be really careful of that. And even me, who I don't really burn, and I don't really burn. I go brown, but here I'll burn. I do have to be a bit careful. So anyway, that's sort of coming. You can feel it. Everything's brighter and lighter, and there's that really lime green of the new trees that's really sprung into life. All the blossoms have gone. We don't get a huge amount of blossoms where I am in New Zealand, because we don't get a crazy cold winter and then a crazy hot summer, or even we just don't get a crazy cold winter. So there isn't anything to really come back to life. And a lot of our trees are evergreens, a lot. So although we do have some trees that lose leaves, and we've planted some around just so that we can enjoy the blossoms, on the whole, it's green all year where I live, and the temperature's pretty mild through the winter. Although, as I've said many times, I've complained, we have no central heating in most of our houses, and we don't in this house, so, excuse me, it gets a bit cold. It's damp and cold. It's that sort of winter. That's gone. Now we're getting warm. The mozzies are coming back. The flies are coming back. We're getting ready for a bit of summer weather, which is great, actually. I'm really looking forward to the summer, although I've just made myself a big list of what I want to get done over the summer, because my kids are breaking up from school soon. My son's actually finishing exams next week, I think he's finishing, so he's going to be floating around. I've told him he's got to get a job, but I don't think he's taking me seriously. And my other kids will break up in mid-December, and then they won't go. Then they're on holiday right through till the beginning of February. I think they go back at the very end of January, the 29th, something like that, early February. So there's a long stretch of summer, and I'm trying to get myself organised so that I've got things just to knit and get on with over the summer when they're here. I'll chuck them in the pool. I can sit and knit and just slow down on some level for a wee bit. I'll keep knitting, but my podcast goes on hiatus. I pull right back with social media, and I just try and have a bit of a break when they're at home over the summer. So that means I've got a lot to do now, so that I'm ready to go. And I was having a look at what I've got to do over the summer, what I want to do, so that I'm sort of keeping myself where I want to be. I'm just getting through all the things I want to get through, because I've got some beautiful wool waiting to be knitted. And I think I found myself knitting jumpers again over the summer, which was not my original plan. Do you remember? I said I was going to have a go at knitting summer things in the summer. And I've got a light cardigan and I've got a shawl, but somehow a worsted weight jumper has slipped into that pile, and I really want to make it, but anyway, I don't know. I might try and do it in the early part of the summer, sort of December time, so that it often rains. It's often a bit sort of unsettled, the weather around there, before summer kicks in properly in January, February. So I'll just try and get that done early, but I don't know. Best laid plans. I just have to roll with what's happening. Who knows what's going to happen. I'm wearing my new cardigan that I put out the other week, Rebel cardigan. I'm not sure that I entirely match today with my top, but I don't actually care because I'm really enjoying this outfit today. My mum just gave me this fabulous new necklace for my birthday, which I love. I was contemplating whether I should make it slightly longer. What I might do is get some of those necklace extenders. I have no idea what they look like, but I think you can get a piece of chain that goes at the back of the necklace, so I have the option of making it a bit longer if I want to, because I like it up short, but I quite like the option of having it longer as well, because when I'm wearing a high neck top, this hits me right on my high neck top. But anyway, don't you love it? It's fantastic. It's like a resin with wood through it. I'm very pleased with it. It's an early birthday present. She couldn't resist. She had to give it to me. I know what that feels like when you have a gift for someone you want to give them. Anyway, and I'm wearing it over a white stuff shirt that I found in an op shop, which I'm really pleased with, a little secondhand top, and then my Rebel cardigan over the top, which is this electric yellow. It's like a limey yellow, and it's covered in speckles. And this is the one that I've done in the merino single. So if you followed me, if you follow me on social media, or you're signed up to my mini mag, which is a good idea if you're not, sign up to my mini mag, because then you'll hear everything that's going on. I tell you first. Anyway, it's a merino single, which is a bit of a rebellious yarn for a cardigan. Like, it's not a traditional cardigan yarn because it's going to pill. It's not pilling crazy yet, but it's going to pill. So I just have to know that I'm going to depill it. But it's a lightweight cardigan. It's beautifully light. It's a great little light layer. I'll stand up and show you. So it's got little pockets at the bottom, which are just more rebellious than useful, to be honest. But it has a little V at the back neck. You start at the shoulders and you work down with short rows. It's a drop shoulder, and then it has these funky little cuffs. Can you see? I'm probably not in focus. It has these funky little cuffs here. I absolutely love it. This is my ideal kind of cardigan that I can just chuck over other stuff. It's comfortable, it's easy to wear. I like the way it falls open, and then you can show off jewelry and tops you like underneath. I'm not really a button up to the neck kind of cardigan person. I mean, sometimes I do, but I quite like to leave buttons undone at the top or the bottom, and I like to layer stuff. So this suits me, suits what I like to wear, and it's light, and the sleeves are short. I can do stuff, I can get on. But it's got these fun little elements which make me very happy. So I love it that the cuffs are split. I love it that it just uses a simple garter, and you knit that as you go down, so there's no finishing. It's like when you're done, you're done. So I love that about it. It just feels right to me, this kind of cardi. I'm really enjoying wearing it. So you can get it now on Ravelry. It's also available on Making Things. So I'll put links in the show notes, which will be at the bottom of this podcast. There'll be a link to the show notes. I might put one along here. There we are. That's the show notes along there. I figured out how to do that now. So you can go and check it out if you like it. Now, the thing about it's a fingering weight, and the thing about a single, so I said it was going to pill. It creates this beautiful light sort of ethereal fabric. So it's really airy and light, but you can substitute it for any other fingering. Quite a few of my testers use a sock yarn, and that's actually quite a good choice, a sock yarn, because it has beautiful stitch definition through the garter, and it holds its shape a wee bit. So if you've got particularly sloping shoulders and the shoulders are going to drop quite a lot, I think a sock yarn will give you just a tiny bit more structure so it won't drop quite the same in the shoulders. That's my feeling anyway. And the other thing is that it'll just be a little bit stronger at these points which have the potential of weakening. So at the cuff here and at the back neck, it's just a simple split of the stitches, and I like that. I like the nature of that. I like the way it looks, and it doesn't bother me that you can get a slightly pulled stitch there. That's sort of part of it for me. But then the yarn I've used wants to hold itself together a little bit more. So if you're using quite a slippery yarn, like a silky merino, it might be good to have a little bit of nylon in it if you're worried, just to keep those bits from pulling if you're going to wear it all the time and chuck it around and not be overly precious with your cardigan. The other thing you can do, which I've said in the pattern, is you could just do a little duplicate stitch, just 1 or up to 3 little duplicate stitches along those little points at the back. And that just means threading your needle, your yarn needle, with your yarn, and then just following the line of the stitches. Just actually exactly follow the line of the stitches, pull it nice and firm, and then just weave the ends away. And you're done. And I think that will give you enough structure there if you're concerned. I think if you have a super slippery yarn, and no other and nothing else in it, like a silk or a nylon or something that gives it a bit of strength, a mohair, if you have just a straight silky merino, then you might find you do want to do that little duplicate stitch, because that yarn will just want to ooze out a wee bit more, and it won't want to grip onto itself. So you might find there's a little bit of weakness there. Like, I don't know if it'll be a problem for you long term, but you might just feel better if you've reinforced it a little bit. Worth a try. We've started a knit along for the Rebel cardigan. It's a rebellious knit along, so you can just join. I don't care if you've got 50 other whips waiting for you to be done. We don't care if you've got Christmas knitting that really must be done so you can get it in the post. We don't care. We don't care if you haven't finished stuff, if you're halfway through things, if you've bought new yarn, if you're using stash. We don't care. You can just come and join the knit along, have some fun, and knit your Rebel cardigan. There is no deadline. You can take as long as you like. You can do it really fast. You can sit down. You can binge watch Netflix for 6 hours straight if you want. We don't care. You can do whatever you like to get this cardigan done, because it's a rebellious knit along. It's actually a party. It's like a total party. So it's happening over in the Ravelry group. Come and join in. I can't wait to see what you've chosen. There are some beautiful yarns being shown there already. And if you're still not sure about what yarn to use, and you think you want to buy something new and you can't find something in your stash, although, it's good to look in your stash, because you don't need a heck of a lot of yarn for this, and it's just surprising what you can find in your stash. But if you can't find anything in your stash, I've been posting on Instagram and my Instagram stories, and they pop up in my Facebook stories as well, all the yarn that dyers are telling me about that they're getting ready for Rebel. So if you're not sure about what you want to use, or if you just want some inspiration, hop over to the Ravelry thread and see what other people are doing, and nip over to Instagram, and when I see stuff, I'm reposting it. So there's often a couple of posts in a day in my stories that are linking you to yarn that's being offered. But you need fingering. Go for a fingering. Go and have a look if you need some inspiration. There's lots to be found. And then come and join us for the Rebel party. I'll put a link in the show notes to the Ravelry group, and you just have to turn up, say hi. We'd love to see your yarn. We'd love to see what you're knitting on. And there's always lots of tips in my Ravelry group, knit alongs. It's actually, if you're nervous about knitting a cardigan, if you haven't really knitted one before, I thoroughly recommend that you go back and have a look at some, particularly the Floozy knit along, which is still going. You've still got a Floozy, you can hop in there. And the Rebel knit along will be the same. So I like to post links to things that might be helpful. Everybody helps each other. They're really friendly spaces to be. Everybody is welcome. We just don't mind how much you've done before, how much you're able to get done, whether you have to rip it out, whether you hate it in the end and you just make something else with your yarn. We don't mind. We just turn up, share your questions, and if you have an answer for someone, share your answers. And it's just really nice. It's a really nice way just to get together and have a cup of tea and do some knitting. That's what it's all about. So hopefully I'll see you over there. I'm spending the rest of the week getting myself ready to go to Australia next week. So I'm off to Sydney next Thursday. I think I'm leaving. I'm hoping just to sneak in a little bit of sewing before I go, because apparently it's 26 degrees Celsius in Sydney, which is a good 6 degrees warmer than here. So maybe 5 degrees warmer than here. And I think I'm going to totally melt. So I'm quite keen to maybe make myself just a couple of things to take. That's a good excuse, I think. Anyway, I'm hoping to do that next week. This week, I'm wrapping up everything I need to do because I'm heading off to teach a bunch of classes. So I talked to you about this in the mini mag, and I think I told you last time in the podcast about the classes. They're all sold out, but come on the Friday night. It's the 24th. It's the 3rd. On the 23rd, come on the Friday night for the knit group. It'll be in the Skein Sister shop Friday night. Come and say hi and bring your knitting and have a drink with us and catch up. That would be really nice to see you. And also on Saturday afternoon, and I think it's about 2 till 5, but I'll put a link to the Skein Sisters website in my show notes, so you can see the details for certain, where to come and what time to come. On Saturday afternoon, which is the 24th, we're opening up the shop to everybody to come in and try on all the samples that I'm bringing and talk to me about fit, and we can get the tape measure out and we can have a little measure and tell you where things can be changed and what suits you and what yarn would be good and help you find colours and the whole shebang. It's going to be great. I can't wait. I absolutely love those sorts of times. It's my favourite thing, is just to throw shawls on you and style them and show you how you should wear them, and talking to you and hearing what you like or don't like and what might suit you, and seeing if I've got something that would work, and listening to what level of experience you are or what you want to have a go at, and see if I've got something that will work, and then pointing you in the direction of fabulous yarn that's just going to make you the project and the knit of your dreams. So come along. I can't wait to see you. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a busy weekend. It's just going to be a blast, and I can't wait. And hopefully I'll be wearing some new clothes, which will be awesome. So I think that's all I had to tell you about today. I'm working on a shawl at the moment. I heard a tip yesterday, which I'm going to try. And apparently I'm knitting with a bit of mohair at the moment. It's a shawl, and it's got a bit of mohair in it, and I'm really enjoying it. And apparently if you need to rip out mohair, you put it in the freezer. So you put your whole project in the freezer, and then it's way easier to rip out. Apparently it's not as sticky. I haven't tried it yet, but I hear that works. So if you're knitting with mohair and you want to rip it out and everything's sticking together, go and put it in the freezer for a couple of hours. I actually don't know for how long. Maybe overnight? I don't know. Just try it, and then you rip it all out and it comes out way easier. So I'll leave you with that tip, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody. Have a lovely couple of weeks. See ya.
Is it a scarf or is it half of a sweater? From what I've heard, it could be a third of a poncho. There's no excuse now not to be knitting, 'cause you can do it standing and you can do it sitting. Is it a hat or is it the start of a blanket? Maybe a ball or even a shawl for a baby. There's no excuse now not to be knitting, 'cause you can do it standing and you can do it sitting. Take out your needles, we're casting on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I got official love, you can do it, Mary. You can do it, John. Is it a gnome or some other homely creation? Wait and see, it might even be for a teapot. There's no excuse now not to be knitting, 'cause you can do it standing and you can do it sitting. Take out your needle, we're casting on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I got official love, you can do it, Mary. Yeah, you can do it, Mary. You can do it, Mary. And you can do it, John.
Gilbert, what are you knitting? There. What are you knitting?
Nothing, man. I crochet.